How you doing? I'm Matt. And this movie was suggested to us by multiple people after we reviewed RRR and we asked for other Indian film suggestions. This movie is a 2013 Hindi language romantic drama, The Lunchbox. Now, The Lunchbox was directed and written by Ritisha Batra. Before I give you guys my thoughts on the movie and everything, after watching this, I did some research and it turns out that Ritish, was researching the documentary on the famous lunchbox delivery system in Mumbai, Dabawala. Known for their efficiency, however, after spending a week with them in 2007, he got to know many of the interesting personal stories that he would overhear while waiting outside his apartment. This idea gave him the birth to the idea of film. Instead of making a documentary, he began to write a film script. Now, first off, I just want to say that I really enjoyed this movie. The plot was simple. It was just simple. It was like a simple mistake in delivery system connects Ella, played by Nimrat Kaur, to Sanjay Fernandez, played by Efren Khan, which they trade notes in a lunchbox. And that's all it is. It was a simple story. I really enjoyed it because it's nothing crazy. It's just a simple thing that um the wife makes a lunch for her husband, trying to how do I want to say this? How to spark the love in their relationship. It gets received by somebody else, and he exchanged notes back and forth with him and the wife. Now, one thing I did appreciate was like he received the first note. I mean, excuse me, he received the first meal, and then he wrote back, "It needs more salt." So it wasn't affection right off the bat. But then with the continuous letter writing back and forth, it becomes a heartwarming and beautiful film that develops between these two characters. And you start like I started feeling bad. Honestly, I started feeling bad about the husband because I'm just thinking like imagine like my wife was sending me meals trying to um entice me or whatever like that, and then it's going to somebody else. What am I eating? I mean, somebody else's food and things like that. But you can always tell throughout the movie that their relationship was on the rocks and things of that nature. Um, and then Sanjay, like he starts off as a grumpy old man, and because part of the story, yes, we are. I will be doing spoilers that he's planning on retiring. So and like everybody knows, when you about to retire, I don't give a fuck. So uh he's going through his stuff. He gets a new person that is going to replace him. He's supposed to train this person, and he starts getting these lunch boxes to where he's communicating with this housewife. And it's I keep wanting in my mind, I keep wanting to say sweet. But it's a nice story to where they each other right back, hey, this is that, and they go back and forth, and eventually they create a bond, a relationship to where they start sharing personal information to where he shares uh that his wife died and things of that nature. She shares eventually that she feels like her husband's cheating on her. But overall, like I feel like this movie is very good, wholesome love. I I like it. But the only thing is like now the cynic in me, if I'm making this food and it comes to like me, I'm making this food, it's going to my wife's job. I learned that it's not going to my wife, it's going to somebody else. Why would I still continue to send this food? Now, realize this is not hot pockets. This is not a bologna sandwich. She's vegetables, cutting it up, things, talking to her auntie, and to figure out better stuff like that. So no, this is not. These are. I'm gonna say expensive meals, but that's the wrong word. These are good meals that you will appreciate somebody cooking for you. It's not a bologna sandwich and a hot dog thrown on the butt of the bread, and we gonna keep this moving. No, these are good food that she's doing, everything else like that. But I understand that, her and the mister were having problems in a relationship. But now with this new person eating this food, telling her it's good or bad, I guess that's the affection that she needs to keep going and things like that to continue, because she continually provides him with food, with notes, with additional information. Like they talked about their lives, their past, and things like that. Like a ship in a bottle type of thing, but just with food. But after all of that, like I watched it all. It's a good movie. Nice romantic movie because nothing's too crazy. Like they focus on the connection because yes, he's retiring. He's the quote unquote grumpy old man, but he has to quote unquote train, like his new replacement is there, and he's like, a nosy busybody type of person. So he has to deal with him as he deals with his feelings and affection towards this person that's, or to this housewife that is sending him this food. And then eventually, like I said, I ain't gonna do I will do spoilers. Eventually they decide to meet up. He doesn't show up, but he does. The wife doesn't know he shows up, so she's sitting there waiting as he's watching her because he's too nervous. He said that because he's an old man, she's so beautiful. We don't have this life together and things like that. So I say yes. Subtitles, like if you ever listen to any other video I put out, I'm all about listen to the movie in the language it's created in. Subtitles was on point. We good to go. I love this. I ain't gonna say love. We can do grades right here. Sorry. I enjoy this movie. And I believe that at the end of the movie, Ella, she is with her, waiting on her daughter, and sorry, I already lost his name. Let me get it back. Chotamate Sanjay. Yes. He's on the train, or he's with the group of the Lunchbox people to her town, meaning he wants to meet up back with her. So I like that. And they ended it right there to where cliffhanger. This came out 2013. I don't know why there hasn't been a Lunchbox 2. I need to see what happens. Do they get together? Yes or no? I'm here for that. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. On a scale from 1 to 5 stars, I get a 4. It was good. And I appreciate all of the listeners watchers who suggested this movie off YouTube. And if you ever have any other movies, suggestions, please let us know. We always open for anything. And with that, please subscribe to our YouTube. We Plan on doing more little movie reviews. But yes, please. And yes, we got things in the works because not only was this one of the top ones, that's why I did this one first, but there was other indie movies, Hindu movies, Indian movies that were suggested, and I plan on watching those, reviewing those, and stuff like that. So please, like the kids say, rate, like, review, listen to us on YouTube, and We Should Talk Pod, and we will provide, hopefully, that good content that you guys all enjoy. Thank you.